Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to look at Okta users and lifecycle operations for the Okta users. To know about that, we are going to look at like a few different things. How to create Okta users directly into the Okta web console. How to assign the Okta users into the groups and applications, how to grant admin permissions to the users, and how to manage the lifecycle operations or how to manage uh, the user statuses within Okta. So all the operations we are going to look at today is in the Okta web console only, but there are different other ways also uh, like um, like for example to create the Okta users, like we can manually create the users, or we can upload the CSV file into Okta to create the users, um, or else we can do the just in time integration with other applications to onboard the users into Okta. Also, we can use APIs to create the users against into Okta. So today we are going to look at how we can manually create the users and manage them within Okta from the web console itself. So yeah, so this is the Okta test or free trial developer account which I have created in my previous video about what is Okta and how to create the developer account free trial. That's why the domain is a kind of random one under the okta.com domain. However, even though this is the free trial one, I have the um, all the possible options or operations or control within the environment for me to play around. So let's look at how to create the users. So in this Okta Web Console, you will see the sections directory. Under the directory, when you click, you will see people, and in people you click on add person, and you can key in the details and save to create the user. Also, the other option is like you can import users from CSV file, which I mentioned earlier. You can mention like as many number of users as you want by specifying the attributes into the CSV file, and you can upload to create them. And related to the API way of creation, we can look in the future videos. So creating the user. So it's just it's a user type user because at the moment I have only one user type, and which is user, and first name I can say uh, test user 2, and username mailinator.com. I'm using the mailinator.com so that I don't worry about like creating the actual email ID on my name because since this is mailinator account, I have the access to the inbox uh, for free, without having to log in or worry about anything else. And like also like I can access as many as accounts as I want when I go through. So groups, let's skip that, and password you can make as like set by admin, um, and set by user. When I do set by user, it will based on my operation, it will trigger the email or not. If it doesn't trigger the email, when the user try to click, they will have to do the forward password email, or it will send the activation email as part of account creation. But I will choose the set by admin. Also, I will untick uh, this one because this is like user must change the password on first login. This is the good practice to take this when we set the password by the admin itself, so that like it will be used only for the first time to log in, and soon after login for the first time, then a user will have to change the password for the security reasons. But since we are doing the testing only, I will be ticking this one to avoid uh, to uh, to change the password again. So this will be my final password. Save. Yeah, so you have to choose the strong password. Yep, account created, and let's refresh and see. Test user 2 is the account which I have just created, and this is in active state. Uh, this one says like password expired because when I created the account previously, I selected the tick box that user has to change the password when they log in next. So it says password expired. So soon after they use the previous password, it will ask them to set the new password. But this is already active, and you can assign them part of any groups. Like we can check how to create the group. Also, this is very simple. Group one it's just a custom group, and just refresh to see. Yeah, group one, and there is no one assigned. But when you go to the groups, I just created the user without assigning to any group. But when I click on the everyone group, that user is already part of this group. This is like Okta maintains this particular group to assign all the users as part of this group because it's much easier to handle other assignments and everything, because if there is any change made or anything, like everything is based on the group. Even though we don't manage the group ourselves for certain scenarios, but Okta handles the stuffs under the group assignment only. That's why they assign everyone under the everyone's group, so that when we want to assign everyone, then we just have to choose the everyone group. So irrespective of whether it's the custom group or Okta made group. So from Okta side, I mean the implementation side, it's much easier to do in the similar way for all kind of assignments. Okay, let's go back to the groups, and this is my group one, my custom group, and let's assign the people under this group. And here I'm going to assign the user which I created, test user to. Yes, and let's go back to the groups and see whether I have successfully assigned. Yes, I can see one person under group one, and when you open and see, I can see my new user assigned as part of this group. Okay. So, and the next one. So, so far we have learned about like how to create the users and assign them into groups. Also, let's see like how we can assign them into applications. So, when it comes to applications, like for example, I have created one a sample application for us to check the assignment quickly without having to create the application again. Under the assignments, we will see what other people got assigned. Here there is no one got assigned. So if we have to assign, we can assign by two different methods. One is assign this application to you people, or assign it to groups. So assign to people in the sense we will the group will be assigned, or the people will be assigned individually to the group. And individually to the application. And when we choose the assigned groups, then all the users part of that group will be assigned to that application automatically. Hence, when we create a new users into the system, and without having to assign the individual users into the individual applications, just by assigning the user into the group will make sure that the user is assigned to the respective application when the application assignment is made via the group assignment. So just to explore, let's see how we can assign the people individually. So when I click on the assign to people, this shows the list of users. So I will get to click one by one. So let me click the test user one here. uh, Save, and this is already assigned. So I can see my user assigned, and the type is individual, meaning like individual assignment assigned to people. So when we have to assign by groups, um, let me choose it shows the list of groups to be assigned, and when I choose the custom group which we just created, and this is part of the group. So when we choose see the people, it shows both the people who were assigned individually, as well as via the group assignment. So let's see how the group assignment works. So I will go back to my people tab, and will be creating one more user and assign the user into the group, and see whether the app assignment happens automatically. Set by admin. Oops. Let's refresh and see. Yeah, I can see the user which is active, and let's assign the user into the group. So at the moment, under this group, there is only one user which I assigned earlier, and into the applications, my SPA single page application assignment, I can see only two users, and one is individual assignment, another one is group assignment. Now, um I'm going to assign the user into that group, custom group, um, and check the uh, app assignment for the list of users. Assign people, and I'm going to assign the new user also into that group. And when I come back into that group one, I can see two people and one application assignment. Let's open and see. These are the two users under this group, and application my SPA is assigned into this group. And since we did the uh, group assignment to the application. Let's see. Now I can see there are three users. This particular user test user 3 came or assigned to this application as part of the group assignment without me having to assign the user individually. So this helps when we maintain multiple users. Like for example, let me create one more sample application. Sample application, and under the assignment, I'm going to assign group here as well. And when I go to people, it has the users as part of this group assignment. So both of them are came via the group assignment. So doing the assignment via the group make our life easier because we just have to assign which group or which group this application belongs to, or which group of users has access to this particular application, and assign them. And like when we create the users, we will just get to assign the users into the application, sorry, into the group only. The rest will be automatically handled via the group assignment. And the next step is that like how to grant the admin permission to the users. So you can see the list of admin users under the security administrators tab, and I can see like there are already two users assigned, have admin rights, but have like a very different admin permission. Uh, Let me open the admin tabs and see. See, yeah, so this is the first user I have created, or I have signed up with uh, to create the trial account. So by default, they will be assigning the first user the super administrator power, so that only like using this user, I can create other administrators as well. So make sure that, please note that only the super admin can create other administrators. So here, like I have already assigned organization administrator role to the test user. Let's see how I can assign um, um, other administrators as well here at admin. So here, to add the administrators or add the users with the admin roles, we should be able to add from here, but it seems like with the latest Okta releases, like they don't allow us to add the admins from here. But let's look at from the user's point of view. Here is the user, and like for example, this is the user we want to assign a read-only admin permission to. So when you go to the user, you see the applications which has access to, what are the groups the user is part of, and like profile is like what are the user attributes we are having, and the last tab is the admin roles. And in under the admin roles, you see the individual admin privilege, and it will lead us to this administrators tab, and where we see the user is already selected. And here, let's open the assignment. So we mentioned that we'll be giving him the read-only administrator permission and save changes. So after saving changes, now under the user, we can see the admin role assigned to that user. And let's double check from the administrators tab whether the user 3 is part of, yeah, admin. Yeah. And when we check on the admin tabs, we can clearly see which type of role the user is assigned with. So this is read-only administrator. Okay, so you can play around with different other admin permissions as well to know how to assign the users and how to assign the admin permission to the users. Similarly, just now we did the individual assignment of admin roles, but also we can do the group assignment of admin roles to the particular group. So similarly, for the individual user, you saw the admin roles tab, and you click on the edit individual assignment. And when you come to the groups, also you will see the admin roles and edit group assignment. Earlier it was individual assignment, now it's the group assignment. When you click on it, the group name is already selected. And let's choose what admin right we want to assign to here. Also, we will assign the read-only administrator again. Um, but you can choose any admin role you want to, and see play around to see what kind of permissions they have. Why I choose the read-only administrator now is that, like, by the name itself, is like clear and simple enough for everyone to understand. This is only the read-only purpose, and you cannot do any changes in the system, but you get to read or see all the configurations and the users into the system. But I will be sharing the list of admin roles and the permissions they have in a separate video. So until then, let's go with the read-only administration. But you are free to explore on your own with the different admin permissions. Save. So after saving, um, let's see the admin roles. Yeah, this is the group assignment. Group, list of people, and admin roles. We have assigned the read-only admin, and under the administrators and admins, we can see additional user got added as part of the read-only administrator. But here, when you see the test user, even though this is like read-only administrator assigned two times, but one is part of the group assignment and one is part of individual assignment. If you see this icon, this is part of the group assignment, and which shows as part of which group assignment this admin role got assigned to. The reason why it shows both the assignments, like group assignments as well as the individual assignment, is that, like, for example, even when we remove the individual assignment or when we remove the group assignment, the other type of assignment will still persist, so that you will not be interrupted with the other operations. Yeah, so let's move on to the next topic we wanted to cover today, which is life cycle operations. So, for example, life cycle operations in the sense I have prepared a slide to share the statuses, and these are the basic statuses which Okta has to maintain the user status or life cycle. And for example, most of the users you see in the system in the Okta Oak are the uh, in the Oak are the active users. Here, when you see, yeah, user 3 is active, user 2 is active, user 1 password expired, and this super administrator user is also active. So this is the status. With this status, you can log into the application and function as usual. And for example, when your password expires, for example, when you set an expiry time for the password, or when the user um, uh, the admin user choose to expire the password manually, then it will be in the password expire state. And locked out will be when you key in the wrong password multiple times, then the user will be locked out for a certain period or permanently, depending on the configuration that we have done. And recovery is a kind of recovery status when we do the forgot password, and when we are about to set the password. And suspend and unsuspend users will be handled by the administrator to pause their activity against Okta or other applications for some time, and then when they unsuspend them, they will go back to active status and resume their normal activity as usual. And staged and provisioned is you are already given all the permissions and all, but you haven't um, uh, completely done your registration process or sign in process, like for example you are missing a password, or like something else to be like completed, like for example like enter some basic details, or some of the basic details to be captured or anything based on the configuration. But provision users are kind of like close to active users, and like the control is with the user whether they have to set the password or provide some details to make them activate. But for example, the suspended status and the deprovision status are like with the admin's controls to make them activate. And the stage also, like when you are like kind of in between stage of sign up or various other operations which is something in between, then the user should be activated manually or via some API calls to make them provisioned or like directly to active state. Like yeah, these are the status. We will look at like what is the password expired and the suspended state and the deactivated state, which is the deprovision state in Okta, and like all the other things like we can look at in the upcoming videos to know much more about individual statuses, especially like it comes easier to understand when we use the Okta APIs, so that like we have like more control over like what we will be doing. So let's look at a few statuses to understand uh, more on the uh, Okta lifecycle operations. Like let's open the user tool, and when you see the user status is shown as active, and when you click on the more actions, here it shows the operation to suspend them, deactivate them, and like reset multi. These are the things we can look at later, but the suspend and deactivate are like most relevant to us, as well as reset password. Like for example, if the user says that like he has forgotten the password, or like he suspect that someone else has had or used their password, so that like the admin user will help him to reset the password. So when we click on the reset password, like we can choose to send a reset password email to the user, or create a temporary password on behalf of the user, and also choose sign out the user or not. Like if they have already logged in, whether like in case if the password is kind of stolen, then the user report to the administrator that his password is stolen and he does not have access to the system. So this is safe to sign out the user. So in case if someone is misusing their password, they will be locked out, and only using the new password they will be able to log in. So let's look at this scenario: reset password. And reset password, like it will generate a temporary password for the user to log in, and this is the password the admin will be sharing with the actual user, test user, to @mailinator.com for this user to key in for the first time, and then the user will be logging in using this password, and setting his own password when it is asked to key in the password in the UI. So this is a temporary password which can be used only one time. And we must make sure to copy it, like because when we do the same thing again, there'll be new password generated just for the security reasons. So let's refresh and see the status got updated it to password expired state. And when we see the status, this is password expired. In this case, we have manually expired the password, but usually if we set a duration for the password lifetime, like for example, some companies or some systems or applications, you might have noticed that like every 3 months they used to send a reminder email that your password is going to expire. Please create a new password or something like that. So uh, yeah, So and you can set the password again into the system. Yeah, let me sign out and see how I can set the password again for this user. But this I we can check it at the last step. Before that, we will check like what are the other operations possible. Like we also can suspend the user, and it will be under the suspended state, and we can um, activate the user, meaning like it will be unsuspended, but the password expired state as we did it before, it will still be in the same state. And also we can deactivate the user, um, and when we deactivate the user, it will be in deactivate state, and it will not be assigned to any application or anything, um, because it's in the deactivate state. So when we activate them again, the application assignment won't come, but this comes because we are assigned as part of the group assignment. But if it is an individual assignment, then it won't be assigned automatically. Uh, so this is activating state, like most probably it would have sent an email to the email box. Let's see. Um, yeah, when we look at the email, like when we reactivate the user again, it shows that activate Okta account, and we can click on the link to activate the Okta user, and it asks for the password. Yep. This is logged in. Let me see whether my previous session has logged out. Yeah, unfortunately, because I have granted the view only permission. As you remember, I can see all the other configuration when we log into this user. For example, I cannot see the admin users because this is view only, but there is no point giving you the access to see what users has the action, the permission to, or what users has any other control. But other than that, like all the other things, like we get to see, like for example, group assignments and all, we are able to see. Yeah, logging in back to my previous super admin user. I just want to show only two more additional stuff here. One is uh, the Yeah, one is reset password also will be same. I get to log in, enter the password, and similarly, when I click on this link, it asks me to enter the password, right? It will also ask the same. And other thing I want to show is like how to delete the users, how to delete the Okta users, which I created. Here I don't see any button to delete the user, because if you see. Yeah, sorry. This diagram does not show how to delete the user. Let me show you. So when I deactivate the user, then only I can delete the user, because just by deactivating them, the all the group assignment, like application assignment and all the related assignment will be also removed. Then like the user will be isolated. Then it's easy to delete. So it's not possible to delete the active user, active or like suspended or any state of the user other than deactivated state. So let me deactivate the user. Now the delete button pops up. So I can delete the user. But when when the user is activated, I cannot delete the user. I can only suspend or like deactivate, like reset password or anything. Let me suspend and see whether uh, uh, I can delete the user again or not. Uh, it takes some time to, yeah, this is suspended and I cannot delete the user. So I have to deactivate the user first and then delete the user. This operation cannot be undone. Make sure that you are 100% sure that you want to delete the user. The user is gone. So even if you go and see under the group, earlier there were two users under this group, and now there is only one user because the other user got removed. Uh, uh, that's all I want to share under the users and the lifecycle operations. Also, we have uh, checked what is the group assignment and admin user creations and all. Feel free to play around in the Okta web console to create the users, delete the user. You don't have to worry about anything because this is a free trial account, and like your organization or anything is not connected, and all the users you have created is like are test users, and you are free to like make any mistakes and learn from them. Thank you so much for watching the video.